Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another Predictions by Ryan. So crack open a PBR and let's get right to it. We are reaching 1 p.m. here on the East Coast, which means it is Extreme Rules tonight. As I pull it up here, and I've been keeping tabs. I know I've been watching a lot of Impact, getting back into the review segment that I do on our channel. But I have been watching, I've been keeping up. Not a great build to this show, unfortunately. But the match work and the work quality should be fine. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with the singles matchup between Liv Morgan and Carmella. That's from SmackDown. I see Liv Morgan picking up the win here. I feel like we're building to a Survivor Series match on the SmackDown card between Team Sonya Deville and Team all of the women's performers that she's doing wrong right now. She had a spat this past week with Naomi. She's given the raw end of the deal to Liv Morgan a couple of times. So I feel like that's what we're building to. So I think Liv Morgan will get the win here. And that is the only match. They have 6 matches announced right now. It's the only match that doesn't have a championship on the line. So while we are talking about the women, let's get into the Raw Women's Championship match between champion Charlotte Flair, challenger Alexa Bliss. I've been very vocal on the WrestleCast about how I am not a huge fan of Alexa Bliss's character at the moment, but I do enjoy her character work. She does a great job with whatever she's given. I do feel like there'll be some chicanery here, and Charlotte Flair will retain. I hope we don't get into this kind of period with the Raw Women's Championship where we're ping-ponging it back and forth between women. So that's why I hope and I believe that Charlotte Flair will retain the championship. Over on the SmackDown side, we have Becky Lynch defending against Bianca Belair. This is probably the one, now that I look at the card, this is the one that is the biggest question mark, because we did just have Becky Lynch return at last month's SummerSlam in surprising fashion. You could put the title back on Bianca Belair. She's been on this kind of quest to kind of redeem herself, especially after giving the key to the city by Mayor Glenn Jacobs, rising up from Hellfire and Brimstone. But then we have Becky Lynch, who is doing incredible heel work right now. That's why I'm giving her the upside on this one. I'm giving her the one with the momentum. She does have the championship too. That's a big key. But I feel like we could keep this feud going for a little bit. I feel like it could be maybe a dusty finish, and Becky gets the win. So that is what I'm going with. I foresee this feud potentially at least getting up to Survivor Series, because now that we're looking and we're trying to build to that, we'll have Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair, if everything pans out. So now on to the men's matchups. We will start with the tag match. For the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, it is the Usos taking on the Street Profits. And this one is another big question mark to me. The Street Profits could get the win here. They definitely deserve it. The problem is now we have to build a Survivor Series card. And we kind of started to plant the seeds on Raw, where we had Reigns and the Usos, the Bloodline, and then the New Day on the other side with Big E as the champion over there. So that's why I do believe the Usos retain here. I think that if this is what we're building to, we're going to keep the titles where they are, stay pat, and move to the next pay-per-view. But if you didn't watch Montez Ford's match with Roman Reigns on the past SmackDown, you have missed a good one. I would go back and only watch that. Moving back over to Raw very briefly, the triple threat match for the United States Championship. It is Damian Priest defending against Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. I think Damian Priest retains here. I think he's one of the hottest commodities on the main roster at the moment, especially since he's not involved in a world championship storyline. I feel like he has kind of blossomed into his own since coming into NXT, coming up to the main roster. And this is long overdue. So I really hope they keep the championship on him. They keep the jetpack going there for a little bit because he definitely deserves it. They added Jeff Hardy into this. I'm not entire. I mean, I know why, obviously, but I don't really know the reasoning into making this a triple threat. Damian Priest and Sheamus have put on a handful of good matches here during their feud. So maybe the Jeff Hardy edition is truly just to mix it up a little bit and to give the fans something different. And I know you've seen me peek over a couple times. Over on the East Coast here, we did just start week 1 of NFL action. So definitely keeping up on my tabs there. But the United States Championship should stay around the waist of Damian Priest. Maybe we get Jeff Hardy eating the pin, elongating the Sheamus Damian Priest match to get to Survivor Series, because now if that lines up properly, it should be King Nakamura taking on Damian Priest, and that would be a great matchup. Now on to the main event of the evening, the one and only Extreme Rules match on a pay-per-view known as Extreme Rules. This is for the Universal Championship. It is Roman Reigns taking on the Demon, Finn Balor. And since Balor has been on the main roster, he has not lost under the persona of the Demon. He did lose as the Demon in NXT. And my old school logic is, if you stand tall on the go home, you won't stand tall on the pay-per-view. So I got to stick with my logic here, especially with, like I mentioned earlier, with the Bloodline versus the New Day feud, where we're going to get to the pay-per-view. Now, whether this is by hook or by crook, I don't know. I do foresee Roman Reigns retaining here. And now that I look at my notes, we do have... we do have a couple of shows actually before Survivor Series. But there is the Brock Lesnar factor. They've already put out the promotional poster for that. This will be the next show coming up here in about 3 weeks. With Roman Reigns still with the championship, so I think they kind of blundered on that a little bit, but they didn't change it. They didn't retcon it. They didn't do anything. So, unfortunately, I do think Finn Balor eats the pin here. I don't see anything changing. And I know I've mentioned it a handful of times, but the major feud between Raw and SmackDown right now is the New Day, comprised of Kofi, Xavier Woods, and the WWE Champion Big E. And on SmackDown, you have Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jey Uso. And I think that's going to be the super collider here as we come down the pipe here to to Survivor Series. And I know there's going to be a ton of interpromotional matchups. But the work rate on this card, it looks to be a high work rate. There's only 6 matches, so it seems as though either they're dragging their feet, announcing either a pre-show match or a match to be added during. I I know that typically about midday Saturday is when they add something. So if they do add something, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Like we will mention it on Monday's WrestleCast, which you can catch on Facebook 7 p.m. live Eastern Standard Time on Facebook. And guys, head over to the YouTube channel. You're watching this on YouTube, but if you're watching it on Facebook, head over. There are a lot of ravishing reviews over there. G1 Climax predictions are coming up. We kind of let the matches, go this year. So probably about halfway is when we'll make our predictions for the rest of the field for the G1. And that's all I've got for you guys. Continue to be safe out there. Extreme Rules is tonight. Let us know in the comments below what match you're looking forward to the most, which match you're not looking forward to the most, any title changes you think. Let us know. Let me know what I got wrong. Last time at Victory Road, I went 8 for 9. And even the match they did add, I got right. So 9 for 10. My streak is pretty good this year. So just let me know in the comments below. I want to keep this interactive. But until then, crack open another PBR, shotgun it, do what you got to do, have fun. We'll see you next time.